Dodgers versus Padres. Dodgers have a 1-0 lead in the series. We got a good pitching matchup. Can you burn this game to remind people what happened for me, please?
A couple of the old dog daddies in Game 2, Clayton, Sexpot, Kershaw, and the Dodgers try to end this series and go up 2-0 while San Diego says, I need a you, as Darvish takes the pill. Couple annual all-JM candidates go solo dong in the first. Manny Machado and Freddie Freeman fire me up. It is 1-1 after 1. Max Muncy, that chunky Muncy, 2-1 after his solo homer. Just a little fat. Manny Machado with the RBI double. It's 2-2. Cronenworth gets an extra strike, and he makes it count. It's 3-2. Padres. Trey Turner is turning on balls. Are you kidding me? Ties it up at 3s. The star power is out in L.A., but in the 6th, Jurickson Profar. Curacao, what's up? 4-3, and then Cronenworth puts the icing on the cake with his homer. 5-3, Padres. The goose is loose. Padres bullpen holds. Speaking of bullpens doing stuff, my goodness. Darvish survives. The San Diego Padres bullpen holds. Hader, 4-out save. And Padres take Game 2 and split them in L.A. before they head back down the 5 to the 405 to San Diego.
Those traffic directions, correct?
I think you just stay on the 5, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, traffic
You take
that
the
time of
405
day.
and it'll meet the 5 down in Anaheim, I believe.
It depends what time of day, because then it's, LinkedIn.
Shut up, you raver boy.
Did you hear that?
Oh, what did I say?
Trev, a little bit of you surprised the Padres came back?
No, not really, dude. I mean, this team is I know the Dodgers overshadowed them in the regular season, but I kept saying it. This team is just full of dudes that don't care about that. And when the time is right, they're going to be ready. And that's kind of how this game felt. I like the scoring to start the game off before the Padres took the advantage for good. It was score, answer, score, answer, score, answer. Like the shutdown innings weren't there. I love that the offenses came to play. But we know they're capable of beating anybody. Again, this is a really, really good team, and these series are tough. That ball Cronenworth hit off Trinan seems like kind of a pivotal moment to me. One, that was probably Croney's best swing maybe in his career. Like the way he leaned back on that, you just don't see it that often. He got the pitch exactly where he wanted it, and he almost went second deck in right field in those bleachers, which doesn't happen very often. They're playing good, man. Good defense out there. The Dodgers were on the other side of that last night with Turner having a few kind of misplays there. He let the ball play him on the one double play attempt, and then he had a play where he didn't see Trent Grisham off the bag as far as he was at first base. Freddie was not holding him on. Trent Grisham had a massive lead and a bigger secondary lead, and I think Turner got this ground ball and said he was going to go to second base no matter what. I don't think he saw how far Trent was off, and then boom, he beats it, man. So a couple miscues like that, or they can cost you, dude, and they did.
I did Wake and Jake yesterday, and I was like, what am I going to do? Because I'm talking about playoff baseball wherever I talk, whether it's talking Yanks, talking baseball, and I was like, what's my twist? And I was kind of thinking of it, what's the overreaction take from the early games? And I was like, as much as I want to, I couldn't fully drink the Phillies Padres. Like, I just believe in what Atlanta's, or in the Braves. I believe in what Atlanta's doing. At Yankees guards, I think my overreaction would be sweep. This series, because of Clevenger being there for right now and going game 1, I still believe in Darvish, Snell, and Musgrove so much that now playing the result of it, I love how these Padres are set up. They have Snell and Musgrove at home in a rowdy San Diego crowd that versus the mighty Dodgers lineup. Don't get me wrong, it's a 5-game playoff series. A a first inning grand slam and it could be over, and there go those Dodgers that won 111 games. These Padres are sitting as pretty as I think any team in the DS right now. And in this game, Manny Machado, I know Rosie talked about it on Baseball Today with you. He is underrated. We end up throwing around words like that probably too much. He is one of the best players in the game. And when you get there, you know, his name could be on a top 10 list and you shouldn't flinch. And he came to play all year, and he's continuing to do it. As I gave Bob Melvin credit last series for keeping these Padres together, if Manny Machado didn't do what he did at third base all year, they wouldn't be together. And Jay Cronenworth, I loved what he said after the game. He went 0 in the 3-game series against the Mets. And man, you know, cross-country flight, and you get second life as a ball player, and now he's been a threat in these 2 playoff games. These Padres look good. I thought they were going to need another run late, bringing in Hader early with the meat of the Dodgers lineup coming up, and you got a goose on the field. You got all the recipe for playoff funny business, but when Josh Hader looks like that, it's a lot harder to have playoff funny business.
And when they bring Hader in, Roberts makes the move that is pretty controversial right now if you look at any Dodgers fans what they're talking about, because belly's up, Hader comes in, and they pinch hit for Bellinger, and Dodgers fans are like, yeah, send Taylor to the plate. Yeah. He's awesome and good, and he must be healthy because he's on the roster.
Outfielder.
And he's an outfielder, and it makes a lot of sense. They don't send him up. Instead, they send up Austin Barnes to hit for Cody Bellinger. And this is where the Dodgers have been kind of ripped by paralysis by analysis or whatever. And if you listen to David Roberts' explanation for why they went Barnes instead of Taylor in that spot, because Dodgers fans are like, if Taylor's available, why the hell would you not put him up? Why'd you put Barnes up against Hader? And we've heard a lot about this. They said that Barnes' swing path is better against Hader's pitches. And that's how now instead of like lefty-righty, it's like short swing, long swing. He said he's got a short swing, which is better against Hader's fastball. And that's the analysis. That's why that decision was made. I've said this before. I love going on LinkedIn and looking at how big the analytical departments of these teams are. You just go to Dodgers LinkedIn page and search analyst. 68 employees for the Dodgers that have analyst in their title. The Padres, exactly half that, 34. It's usually around 30. It's way bigger. If you guys want to go check this out, you can do it for every team. The Yankees have way more than I would have thought too. Go to LinkedIn and check that out. You can also do a lot of other stuff on LinkedIn. They're sponsoring the burn Jake did earlier. You can apply for jobs. You can host jobs. It helps you find qualified candidates you want to talk to quicker, faster, better. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/talkin. That's linkedin.com/talkin to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. But yeah, go to LinkedIn and check it out. 68.
And I think there's another player that just put his LinkedIn out there. Correa just officially announced.
Let's do that at the end of this and post it as a little separate segment. But yeah, dude, that's too many analysts. I wonder if they have a swing path analyst. Like it gets really nitty gritty. Like we know that Yankees have like very specific things, but
they almost hired Trev.
That's the decision. That's a little. How is Taylor not up there?
I don't mind it, dude. If you have a guy that can hit pitches at the top of the zone, and that's where Hader's going, I mean, he put a jolt into that ball. That was a good swing. I mean, he just missed that pitch. If you have an idea that this guy, I mean, that's what you're trying to do. That's why you have an analytics department. Let's find the best lane for dudes. Let's get them in a position that they can succeed. If they thought this was the best chance for them to succeed, you got to roll with it. It's not like Barnes is some slouch. I know Taylor is a better overall hitter, but sometimes that is the case. Would it have been different if you sent Taylor up there? I don't know. Maybe he is nursing something. Maybe he isn't feeling 100%, and he's on there for emergency situations. Kind of seemed like that would have been one of them, but I don't mind it, man. You can't run your team one way the entire year and then just decide to up and change it during the playoffs. I don't know. That's what happened with Robbie Ray, man, and the Mariners.
That's the flip side of it, yeah. Good for Hader, though, on that front. I mean, one of the worst months post-trade deadline in August, and they stuck with him, and they said, nope, we believe in this guy. And people were saying, oh, that's why the Brewers traded him. And then in his last 10 outings in the regular season. He has a 0 ERA, and then his first 2 postseason outings here, he comes to task for the Padres. So good for Josh Hader, because that was probably a really rough stretch there in August.
His post-game interview was pretty funny. He's with Poppy, Rod, and Frank Thomas, and it's, he's getting some questions that you don't normally see from the media from those guys. Who would you rather strike out of us? He's like, playing baseball games. The controversial, not controversial, but for, pivot point of this game, 6th inning, Darvish comes back out. He didn't look particularly great. He's going through this Dodgers lineup, so, 5 innings, 3 earned runs. It's never kind of a bad day against these guys, but playoff baseball. He comes back out. His pitch count's in the 90s. Will Smith, infield single. And then Muncy gets a hold of one that you're like, damn, we sent him back out there, and now we've got 2 runners on. We got to bring in one of our bullpen guys to get out of this, and boy, does Suarez do it easy. Talk about an easy hunch out of that dude. Strikes out Justin Turner and then gets the Lux double play ball, and that goes from 2 runners on, no outs to no runs, and San Diego kind of controlled it the rest of the way.
Yeah, the Gratterall inning was also a pretty big pivotal point. 1st and 3rd, they lay down the bunt, and Gratterall comes up and makes the play. That play doesn't get made. Trev, you think that play gets made over 50% of the time? I don't think so. That's a really perfect play by Gratterall.
Most of the time, the third baseman's calling him off and saying, get the fuck out of the way, and just trying to get an out there. I think Gratterall just went for it the entire time, and Muncy saw that he wasn't going to stop, so he kind of stopped. But yeah, I mean, that was a bare hand, on the run against your body, against, the way you're going, throw to home. And he just dotted that throw too. It was a perfect throw. And it was within plenty of time. I mean, it was huge for them. And then I told C Rose this last night too. I had this tweet that I was about to send out. I decided against it. I was going to call Cody Bellinger Cody Bellarina.
That play was awesome.
And nobody likes that joke at all. So I'm glad I didn't send it out.
Yeah.
But it was. He pirouetted twice and caught it. It was awesome.
I like that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, the Gratterall play was incredible. And then, Suarez pitching out of the trouble. He does that again in the next inning as well. I think it was 2nd and 3rd, gets a ground ball out, walks Freeman, and then gets who do you get to line out? Will Smith lines out to Grisham. I mean, there was runners on for this Padres bullpen, but they were able to be elusive and get out of these jams. They've been impressive this series.
You think Ranger and Robert Suarez are going to share a mound at one point? Both crazy stories.
Yeah. Suarez's story is crazy. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really wild. Oh, Chris Taylor is healthy and will start Game 3, they announced.
Okay, never mind then.
It's funny.
I still believe in the biomechanics. There are some people that can handle that pitch. I could not handle the high pitch. I couldn't, man. I had to make massive adjustments with my posture and everything to get to it, and then it would throw me off with other pitches. So, I mean, that's why many big leaguers started to throw the high pitch. It's very hard to hit. Not many guys are geared up to hit that part of the zone, but there are certain guys that can do it. And a lot of times it's the smaller guys, believe it or not. Ooh. Dustin Pedroia, Brian Dozier, Jose Altuve.
Well, higher on them isn't that high. Is that why?
I don't know what it is. They're always reaching for stuff.
I think we're just... It's true. No, it is a pretty funny mental exercise, because when I do think Chris Taylor, I think of one of the bigger, like, uppercut kind of swing revolutions. Hader's fastball looked like his dominant pitch, and he puts it high in the zone. And like you're saying, Barnes puts a good swing on it. And think of the task you're asking either way. You're asking for someone to come off the bench and try to hit Josh Hader, which is it's thankless either way. But it is funny that, the obvious decision would seem to be Chris Taylor. And what if Austin Barnes gets on top of that ball a little bit more and it drops? We'd call him a genius, right? But instead, we get to question it.
What has Soto done? I mean, I love watching his at-bats, and I got excited when I watched his at-bats against the Mets, and I was like, damn, I don't want Soto out of there. Like, I wasn't pulling for the Mets or the Padres. It would have been fun for the city of New York because we're in the city of New York to have like double energy. So I was excited for that. But I like the Padres, and Padres versus Dodgers, awesome series. When Soto was up, and I was like, oh shit, I love watching Soto at bats. What's he done so far? I can't.
He had the single before the Machado double that scored a run, but other than that, no.
Walking game one, that's it.
He played in the Mets series. He had 4 hits in the 3 games.
So I think he gave a couple a ride. He still hasn't kind of had that Soto moment that you just knowing that guy you feel like is coming. I don't know. He still feels like a threat. It doesn't feel like, and obviously no offense to Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber, has to get in the lab, and he looks a little lost right now. Soto still seems dialed in. He's just looking for his one, and maybe he gets it, maybe he won't. And I do think it deserves to be mentioned. The Dodgers, they moved Ha-Seong Kim to the leadoff spot after they had the Padres, excuse me, after having Profar their last game. I wonder if a Cronenworth or, now that he's going, if he can sneak back up there. Because like what we said with the Phils, Soto hasn't fully clicked yet. Their leadoff hitter, they've been mixing it up. I wonder if they have the ability to kind of flex in a guy who's going.
Interested to see. It's a big. Some teams will do it,
right,
and some teams won't. And I think sometimes that's what they did during the year. So I feel like teams have done it, have been successful, but I have no recollection. Maybe I'm just thinking about the Joe Torre Yankee years, and he always made changes in the middle of playoff series, after doing the whole season of sticking with his guys. So that's kind of where my brain is kind of molded to like, nope, it's fine. It's the playoffs. You got to change things. Chili Davis is getting the start.
Rob Thompson was his pupil, so maybe we'll see some changes.
Now he's Girardi's pupil.
My timeline is messed up. My bad, people. I'm watching too much House of Dragons. Hey, can we
talk about that dragon on the field?
That dragon on the field. Can we talk about Cronenworth's home run just a little bit more?
Sure.
I mean, that thing. I know I kind of already went over this, but I'm watching the replay again. What a feeling. And it was funny because he hits it, and he kind of like takes a step back, and everyone's like, oh, is that going to be fair or foul? His teammates are wondering the same thing. And the whole time he's got the best view in the house. He knows it's gone. He's looking to celebrate with his teammates. They're not even looking at him. They're looking at the ball like, please be fair, please be fair. And boom, man. Like I said, I don't know if he's ever hit a ball. It was 106 off the bat, I believe. So he's got a little more juice in the exit velo, but the trajectory, it was a beautiful swing, his follow through, everything. And you know what? Trying to look pretty good too. But mistake there, and that was a massive run, dude. 1 run means nothing. A 2-run lead is twice as good as a 1-run lead.
It's kind of violent. I mean, he went down and got it.
Those lefties, man.
His left.
AJ Przinsky made a good point during the game too, and I haven't seen it. Maybe he missed it, and we both missed it. But there hasn't been many Juan Soto shuffles.
A couple
going on.
So when he Bassett in Game 3, Bassett threw him 2 balls, and he literally looked at Bassett and said, "Come on, dude, come on, throw me a strike." Then the next pitch, Bassett threw him a strike, and he swung big and fouled it back. And Soto looked at him and said, all right, thank you. Let's go. And it was awesome.
Maybe he's got to get it going. He's got to start doing that here.
It was awesome.
Baseball.
What do you got for Game 3 here?
Juan.
For me, I said Snell, Musgrove lined up. Let's see what Snell we get. Does he feed off that San Diego crowd? Do we get wild Snell? Are we going to get 4 walks through 4 innings because he's doing everything to pitch around contact? Let's see what Snell we get. This Dodgers lineup, by the way, I said San Diego's set up well against easily the best team in the regular season and the best lineup. Trey Turner is hitting. Freddie Freeman is hitting, and he almost took Hader up top late. Ball goes off the wall. Like, Muncy's hitting. Turner's hitting. Lux is hitting. I guess, are they going to do – they said Chris Taylor's going to start. Is that for Bellinger because lefty versus lefty?
Yes,
because
Belly's out.
Because I know Trace Thompson, who's been filling in, he's been This series hasn't gone his way so far, but he's the righty. You'd assume they're not going to go to Gallo.
Gallo made the roster?
Yeah. Defensive
Oh,
replacement.
he was out there last night.
Defensive replacement last night. And yeah, let's see what Tony G's got. I mean, our guy that was battling for the Cy Young, we've been talking to him all year since Trevor's, high school intra-squad practice where he was popping the mitt. Let's see what playoff baseball brings us, because I'd love to see Tony G give us a performance we talk about, kind of like we saw. Who was our guy Tyler Glasnow. New episode of Chris Rotation came out. He gave us a special postseason performance. Will Gonsolin give us this? Because he's also going to be on a quick hook, because he's been coming back, and the Dodgers kind of have the quickest hook in baseball anyway. So I just want to see the San Diego crowd and Trevor Plouffe Instagram live guy Blake Snell twirling it in another big game.
I'm curious to see how it's going to look, because we have seen regular season games. There's a lot of Dodger fans that will travel down there. Someone tweeted at us saying they're trying to block ticket sales to make sure there was San Diego fans at the ballpark. I think it's going to be electric. I think Padres fans are going to show up for it. It's been a long time. I think Snell's going to thrive in that environment. It is the Dodgers. Gonsolin has looked really good against the Padres this year. Snell's had 3 starts, 2 of them good, 1 of them not so good against the Dodgers. But he's been pitching great as of late. I think we're going to see 2 quick hooks. It's going to be a battle of the bullpen. Snell is going to go 4 or 5. Gonsolin's going to go 3-4 innings, and then it's going to be up to the bullpen to go. Are they going to piggyback Anderson? Is he going to be game 4? A lot of things we got to see.
I don't know. But you're going to see bullpen because Snell's not going to go deep. Maybe he does, but I would bet pretty decent money he doesn't, because it's kind of that. And Gonsolin hasn't thrown in so long, so we'll see.
We haven't seen Dustin May yet. We haven't seen the Heen dog.
That could be interesting. We're going to get Dustin May in some sort of piggyback role to, couple innings right after Gonsolin.
A little shout out, former Yankee Tommy Kahnle comes in for the last inning. One of the best changeups in baseball, strikes out the side. Let's see if that can matter more for the Dodgers later in this series.
I love that.
Did you see him, man? That changeup is so fun.
It is good.
So
nasty. I forgot to bring this up when we were talking about the game. Mookie Betts attempts to steal second base. Austin Nola just guns him down, or so it seems. It looked like he was out by a mile, and then he went back. The Dodgers ended up challenging this play. I think he was safe, dude. Like the throw got there, but I don't think Cronenworth's glove touched him until Mookie's oven mitt got to second base. But the problem is the call on the field was that he was out, and then the call stands. And they didn't have, I guess a definitive enough angle. But dude, if you looked at it, he was safe, and that changes the game, dude. Little things like that.
You had to play with the net too, and
oh my gosh,
that was weird.
Net play.
That was a bad call by the umpire. That's him trying to insert himself into the game. He wasn't even looking.
Oh man, I'm watching Kahnle again against Soto. Soto's just confused.
Gets out of the way because it looks like a fastball's going to hit you. It just drops over the middle of the plate. What?
He went Soto, Manny, Drury.
Profar has a cricket swing. The other, some people are talking umps. It's whatever. But Darvish had a funny one where he dropped one of those slow curves, and he gave him is that in? Is that out? And then
he threw some nasty ones. And is that the pitch Muncy pumped? That was
yeah,
a slow
he threw
curve?
it same at bat to Muncy, and he pumped him, which that's baseball.
Oh, I have so much stuff from this game. It was such a fun game, by the way. I mean, you keep bringing up stuff. Muncy being a black diamond chain guy is just not something I had happening.
You think someone
I've
bought it
known
for
Max
him?
for quite some time now. 2017 Max Muncy not wearing a black diamond chain. That Hollywood lifestyle, couple paychecks there.
Changes you.
Okay, I see you, Max.
City Jake, LA Max.